Hey there, Meidas Canada followers, resistors from all over the globe. Charlie Angus here. On today's program, we're going to take you back to Prince Edward Island, where we launched the first Meidas Canada town halls back in September. You do notice that I always have a record album on display. This one is Gene McClellan, a great Prince Edward Island songwriter who wrote Snowbird, which was made famous by Anne Murray. And one of the great gospel songs of all time, Put Your Hand in the Hand of the Man Who Stilled the Water. I know you know that song. Anyways, what we try and do with Meidas Canada is not just the politics and not just responding to the constant rage machine of MAGA, but talking about the importance of place. Because one of the things that MAGA was successful at in the United States was breaking Americans apart from each other, breaking regions from red state to blue state, turning the whole center of America into what they called flyover country, the forgotten people. Well, we don't believe in forgotten people here in Canada. So every community we go to with Meidas Canada, we try and tell stories of great acts of economic resilience and economic resistance. So we're going to Victoria by the Sea, beautiful community. You have to go visit there. Part of the global boycott, go to Prince Edward Island. Anyways, we went to the beautiful chocolate shop in the community that's in the old general store, and we learned a beautiful story of their connections to Indigenous people in Ecuador and sustainable growth from Ecuador to Prince Edward Island. So I want to share this with you. We're going to be sharing lots more of the stories of Canada as we travel, because every part of Canada is Canada, and it's what makes us strong and unbeatable. So check this out. So here we are at the historic Island Chocolates, Prince Edward Island. Eric's family has been running this incredible building, this incredible operation, and it's a great story because it's not just about local, it's not just about maintaining the history, but you guys have really incredible connections in Latin America of building economic relations. So what's the story here?
Well, my mom and dad opened this shop in 1987. My sister and I were little kids, and we've been working with chocolate our whole lives. When I did my undergrad at Trent University, I did a year abroad in Ecuador. I met cocoa bean farmers, and I did my year abroad volunteer component of that with an Indigenous farmers cooperative in Ecuador called the Kayari Association. And I am 20 years later still working with them.
So you have a direct connection now in Ecuador with Indigenous people on the land who otherwise would be at the mercy of some pretty nasty oil operations and illegal gold mining. And
there's a lot of pressures in the region. This is the Napo province of Ecuador on the Amazon side. The Kayari Association is an Indigenous farmers cooperative of 21 communities, and they are creating employment opportunities for themselves and the young people in those communities that are outside of the things that you mentioned: oil exploration, the mining, deforestation. And the way that they farm is, they call it the chakra system. So perhaps you could make an analogy of agroforestry. So the way that they work, they are the landowners. By working in this way, they are protecting the environment.
Protecting it, yeah.
And the other economic drivers in that area are detrimental to the environment. So they are creating opportunities for themselves, and they are protecting their environment. And they do a lot of really, really cool things. People go there to study their social structure. That's how you replicate.
You're doing something pretty cool here. So can we go in and see this?
Let's go have some chocolate.
Folks, you are going to come. I guarantee after you see this, you are coming to Prince Edward Island and you're making a stop here. So let's do this. Thank you.
Like in the doorway.
Show me what are we looking at here?
So
I love this. I love this building. This is like so.
Yeah.
This is the old general store.
This building was the old general store for about 100 years before my family got involved. We've repurposed the building to be our chocolate production facility and our shop. We're basically running a little cafe and a retail shop and a museum about chocolate. We've tried to maintain the character of the building to honor the history of its time as the general store, so it's very maintain that feel. But at the same time, we're using it for a different purpose. I have been working in this room since I was 11.
Wow, that's amazing. So what's your favorite?
Oh, well, my favorite is pure dark chocolate.
Pure dark chocolate. Yeah. Of course it is. Of course it is.
This is a cocoa pod that I picked in Ecuador.
Wow.
I dehydrated it so it shrank and changed colors. You can hear the beans in there if you give it a shake.
Yeah.
Inside each cocoa pod are 30 to 50 cocoa beans. They're covered in this little husk, papery husk, and then within that you have the actual cocoa bean. So I work in Ecuador with the farmers, and then I ship myself sacks of the cocoa beans, and then when it comes here, we roast them, we winnow them, which is removing this light husk, and then we have this. At this stage, they're called nibs, and at this stage, I put them into a mill, and I grind them into a paste, and that paste would be 100% pure cacao chocolate. Wow. And so if I want to make, for example, these bars are 70%, so that would be 7 pounds of cocoa beans, 3 pounds of sugar. I don't add any other things to it. If you look at a chocolate bar and you read the ingredients and there's multiple syllable words on the back, it's all filler, it's candy, it's not really
it's not the real thing.
So the bars that you see right there, they are from the Dominican Republic, and they're 70%. I have about 5 different kinds of what we call single origin chocolates. Yeah. Which means that all the cocoa beans come from one country. So you can sit there and you can have 5 different types of chocolate that are all 70%, but they'll all be different. And that's part of the work that we do here. And over on this side are clusters and cream centers and truffles. But my own favorite thing to do is to eat pure dark chocolate.
Pure dark chocolate. Wow.
Yeah. So I will get you a sample of that.
Okay, and I'm going to have a coffee, and then I'm going to sit down and just enjoy this beautiful place. So, hey, thanks so much for this.
Thank you for coming to see us.
This is great. This is economic resistance and resilience 101. This is the lesson, folks. This is how it's done here in Prince Edward Island.
This is a special place. Our community is a special place, and this little town is full of owner-operated businesses. We have a lot of artisans and a lot of people who care about this town. We're very small. We have less than 200 people here. I grew up here, and I want to stay here, and I want to see my community thrive. Yeah. And we face a lot of pressure. And we don't have a lot of resources. Yeah. So I'm a member of the volunteer fire department.
Of course, yeah.
We were out on a call this morning.
Wow.
So I got to leave my melter and go out on a call.
Yeah.
I'm a member of the municipal council. I'm the chair of the not the planning board rather, but I'm the chair of the emergency measures committee. Yeah. I'm the chair of the water sewer commission. They talk about STPs in small towns. The same 10 people.
Same 10 people.
So your mayor might be your fire chief, be your public works guy. You're on the Women's Institute and the...
Okay, I'll tell you a story. When I was a member of Parliament, I had to fill out these, ethics forms. And my wife had to fill out the ethics forms. And they called one day to complain, and they said, we were looking at your wife's ethics forms, and last year she was on the board of directors of the local museum, and her name's not on the board of directors now. Has she quit? Has she resigned? And I said, no, once you're on the board of directors of the local mining museum, it's a job for life. You don't get to quit. So she hadn't bothered to put her name on because that's what you do. Once you're on for good.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to find the people to participate in all of these things. And it takes time, energy, and I think in our community we're really lucky that there are so many people who are willing to be involved. And whether it's organizing the Canada Day Parade or the South Shore Watershed Association hosts a swim race.
And where's the cenotaph here?
If you go just up the street to our community hall, which is another amazing historic building. This one right here.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
On the side of that building, you will see the World War I Memorial and the World War II Memorial, and there's a bit about the Korean War.
Yeah.
We haven't added stuff about Afghanistan, but there are members of our community who have served in that conflict. Yeah. And there are struggles on that front too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's affected certain people in very serious ways, and some of them are no longer with us. But We care about our buildings from a historical perspective, but also what we're using them for now. So that is the community hall. And
All right. Well, I'm going to have a coffee. I'm going to have a chocolate. And I'm going to go visit your cenotaph. So
very good.
Hey, man, thanks so much.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So what are you finding why people want you to come to their communities to speak?
It's really straight up. People in their gut knew that this was an existential threat. And I don't think they heard it from our political leaders, but ordinary people understood that that this guy wasn't kidding around, that we were seeing the disintegration of the rule of law, and people felt we're going to do something. So Rosie calls me from North Rustico and says, you got to come. People called me from Port Elgin, you got to come, Owen Sound, Regina, Edmonton. And I think it's that you're seeing something that we haven't probably seen in 80 years of people just coming together and holding the line right now. But it's a fragile line. And that's why I keep reminding people. Things could get a lot darker before they get better, but they're going to get better if we keep doing what we're doing. Well, I tell people this is bigger than Trump. This is a global phenomenon. This sort of the rise of this kind of gangster threat, intimidation. It's in Europe. We see it with Russia, and people need to see that this is not one guy. This is a bigger issue, and once you see that, then it's like, okay, so what do we do? And like the work I'm doing, it's crazy, the response. Like across the United States, I talk to people every day, across Europe, across South America. Like people understand we're at this pivot point, like are we going to have the rule of law and democracy, or are we going to go into a new dark age? And I think people are stepping up, so that's what I'm doing. And then a Canadian flag, Canadian flag, Canadian flag. There it is.
I'm Stephen Howard.
Stephen, good to meet you.
And good to meet you as well.
Yeah.
Nice of you to come to PEI. And
We're having a great time. Yeah.
It's a pretty colorful shirt you got on there.
It's daughters. It was outside my comfort zone, and then people kept saying it was a nice shirt, so I kind of got used to wearing it.
Actually.
Hi, Steve. I grew up with my father like Paisley.
Oh, yeah?
So he said he was either 20 years ahead of his time or 20 years behind his time, depending on the fact.
How is the lobster fishery here? Is it just good?
Here?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's great. Yeah.
It's like they've never, the last 10 years, they've all got new boats and new trucks and new houses.
Yeah.
It's been,
Yeah.
they had.
So do you buy in like a quota system? Is that how you
You can only buy an existing license.
Yeah, an existing license.
So when I sold mine in 2009, I got $180,000 for it. And the only reason I sold out, because I was going out west to pay for my fishing habit, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was eligible for this buyout that we had. The other guys couldn't do it. And they were trying. They wanted to get out because they weren't making any money. But within 5 years, things turned around. Actually, pretty much as soon as they shut the Northern Pulp plant down there. As soon as they stopped dumping all the toxic waste into the water.
Yeah. They came back.
If you look at the timeline.
Yeah. absolutely.
Fishing got better. And I knew a
Yeah.
fellow who was a commercial diver, and he did a lot of work for organizations. And he said when he dove down there, he said it looked like a nuclear wasteland. He said there wasn't a blade of grass.
Wow, wow.
Nothing.
So now it's come back.
Oh, absolutely.
Great, yeah. This is great. This is
a
you've
great
got good season.
We have this. I've been here since 1973. My father
Yeah,
was a sailor. He grew potatoes in the next harbor up,
Yeah.
Tryon River. But he was at heart he was a sailor.
yeah.
And so when I was a little boy, everybody else had a cottage. You know, anybody that was lucky enough to. We had a boat. We lived
You had a
on
boat. You lived on the boat. Yeah. Wow.
Right up the wharf.
So you grew up.
I grew up as a child sailing.
That's good. That's good.
I'll let you go get a rest.
Okay. Hey, thanks so much,
Very
man.
nice to meet
Thank
you.
you. This is amazing. Thanks for telling me. That's what I love about visiting Canada. I always say wherever I've been, if I've never even been there before, I feel like I'm coming home.
No, we're all the same. We're all
the same people.
On the inside, right?
Thanks, man. Thank you. Well, thanks so much for that. If you support the work that we're doing of telling these stories and getting out on the road, make sure you subscribe to the Meidas Canada Network. Just hit subscribe. Also, you can support us through Charlie Angus Resistance Substack. It's free, and we're trying to get above 70,000 followers, which would be extraordinary in Canada. But also, if you want to donate and become a paid subscriber, it's what we use to get out on the road. We can't tell these stories unless we have some support. And if you want to support our travel and our touring and telling these stories from across this great country, consider maybe a contribution. You can contact our team at info@charlieangus.ca. Anyways, thanks so much for checking in. We keep kicking at that darkness, as the great Bruce Cockburn sang, and one day it's going to bleed daylight. So thank you. Merci. Megwitch.